Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I'm going to be going over the Event Quest Rewards Update and Cavalier difficulty. As always, if you'd like to skip to my first impressions and thoughts, there's a timestamp in the description below and a link to the forum if you'd rather read yourself. That said, let's dive into the final Event Quest Spotlight thread. Summoners, the wait is almost over. The Cavalier difficulty for Event Quest is almost here, and with it, we're making significant changes to Event Quests. Cavalier difficulty, the intention. For a backstory on this new difficulty level, the intentions and what to expect, look back at our dev diary on the future of quests. As a reminder, the new Cavalier Event Quest difficulty will be available to those that have achieved the Cavalier title, but that does not mean that once you reach the Cavalier title, exploring or even completing it will be a breeze. We are building an easy path in each quest so that any Cavalier player can attempt to obtain the completion rewards without a super wide roster. The completion rewards will help you develop your roster, helping you rank up your 5-star champions up to rank 5. Once your roster is more expansive and your skills sharper, you'll be able to challenge yourself by attempting the exploration. Exploring the Cavalier difficulty would require either a fair amount of skill, a wide range of ranked up champions, or a lot of power. Reward structure. The rewards distribution for Cavalier difficulty is drastically different from other Event Quest difficulties. There are no act completion rewards, instead the rewards for chapter completion and exploration are the focus. This way, summoners that cannot complete or explore the entire Event Quest should focus on exploring only one chapter at a time. We've also placed many rewards on paths, so those who are having trouble with the increased difficulty can target and strive for the rewards they need. Exploration is still where the best rewards will be found, and summoners should focus on exploring one chapter over completing the entire event quest if they find the quest too difficult. I'll go over the rewards. Some key factors is it's 750 6-star shards for completion, 4,200 5-star shards for completion, and notable quantities of other things. And for the exploration, there's 42,500 6-star shards for the exploration and 10,800 5-star shards for exploration as well. So a 15,000 5-star mark total and a 5,000 6-star shard mark total as well. Remember, the exploration rewards are split over paths and the exploration rewards. This will look different in game, but will add up to these amounts. Also, don't forget that there is also a legendary difficulty of the side quests that you can earn even more rewards in. A special objective. Each month we'll be adding a special objective for Cavalier difficulty. This ultra difficult objective will test your skill as a summoner, but if you can achieve it, it will reward you with another 10% tier 5 class Catalyst Fragment Crystal. For this first iteration, the objective is to defeat one path of every quest in the event quest with only a team of 4-star champions or lower. This can be a path that you have already completed. October's event quest will feature a different objective, so be sure to prepare yourself for a new challenge. Uncollected rewards update. Update to Uncollected Rewards 2, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Starting with the September event quest, we're giving the Uncollected difficulty rewards a bump as well, both to help those who have not yet made it to Cavalier and those who are not able to explore all of the new Cavalier difficulty. And then I'll go over those as well. In addition, starting with October's event quest, summoners will be able to earn 150 units for completion and exploration of the Uncollected event quest, and will be able to earn a title as well. Removing the beginner difficulty. September will feature the final beginner event quest. Starting in October, we will be removing the difficulty of monthly event quests. This difficulty has always been very similar to normal and doesn't serve a purpose anymore. Removing it will allow us to focus our time and efforts on providing you with more engaging content. The final event quest spotlight thread. Tomorrow, we will post our last monthly Event Quest Spotlight thread. Originally, the point of these threads was to inform players of the story coming their way and the rewards they could earn. These were started at a time where Event Quests weren't available every month, and the rewards were always shifting. It was also a place for summoners to discuss troublesome fights in the quest and receive help. But those posts have found a life of their own as their own threads that have a lot more visibility. Now, we reveal the story of the upcoming month in our release notes, and the rewards don't change very often. Moving forward, we'll update you all on any reward changes in their own announcement, and we'll be keeping the titles and rewards champion a surprise. Hey, we only used to post one day in advance. It's been a long road, but we're almost there. While we learned a lot from the Canadian difficulty and Herald difficulty side events, this is still the first Cavalier difficulty event quest. There's still going to be space to shift and grow the same way that Uncollected difficulty did. We look forward to you experiencing this new challenge and can't wait to see you conquer whatever is thrown your way. So that said, timestamp here for those of you who want to hear my impressions. It is nice to have this Cavalier difficulty. I'm really excited for the challenge. I think it's going to be fun. I like having that static content every month to look forward to. You know, the first Wednesday of every month is like one of my favorite days in the game. I'm sure it is like that for everybody. So I'm really looking forward to that. As far as the way they've set this up, the reward structure makes sense. I like the focus on more paths. I'll have to see and get a feel for what it's like when I'm like actually doing it. But I do have every intention of going for an exploration, even if it ends up costing me a healthy dose of revives. Which I expect it will cost me at least a few as I kind of adjust to the new difficulty. But other than that, I want to put off and talk about everything else besides the rewards first, because I have some thoughts on that, and I don't want to dig too deep. The special objective, I love this. Like, the idea that there are probably tons of people saying, hey, we need more than 10% of a tier 5 class catalyst. You can still get your standard 10% from just exploring the quest normally, but if you go that extra mile and you run it with 4 stars only, and the challenge will change. I don't know what they'll change it to, but the challenge will change. I think this is awesome. Like, I already love doing 4-star runs. I love knowing I can run this event quest with a team of 4 stars anyways, so that's going to be hot. I might even try to do my initial completion with only 4 stars. Who knows? I'm probably going to, not gonna lie. So that's just like, I'm super stoked. That is a challenge that is like hits really hard with me. I've been doing it for, I think, over a year at this point, just doing like the Uncollected with 4 stars only. So I really look forward to doing Cavalier difficulty. That said, I do expect it's going to be difficult, and I know there's going to be a lot of Cavalier players who are really peeved by this. I think, like, I want to make sure I really touch on the fact that this is optional. It's not like you have to come in with 4 stars, and I know it's 10% of a tier 5 class catalyst, but like, it's optional. And if you're newly Cavalier or you're a newer player and didn't have time to invest in 4 stars, I get that frustration, but like, optional. And you know, there's something to be said for rewarding players who have ranked up 4 stars, rewarding players who are veterans, and not everybody is necessarily on the same starting ground, especially in a game like MCOC, where your roster is a huge impact on your ability to complete parts of the game. And this isn't like the 1-star Hulk issue, where it was like you have to have 1-star Hulk in order to do a variant 4 exploration. You know, or maybe 1-star vision if you're wildly crazy. This is 4 stars. It's pretty reasonable. The rank up materials for 4 stars is not too bad. So yes, while it does suck if you don't have a larger 4-star roster, it's not as bad. And, you know, now that we know it's a thing, can be adjusted to over time. And honestly, you should be maxing out 4 stars here or there just for arena points. And if you're not grinding arena, well, that's a separate conversation. I like that we're finally seeing the Uncollected rewards update. I'm not really sure how much of a boost it is, to be honest. Like, it looks okay, but it doesn't look amazing to me. So maybe I'm overlooking something, but like, just like on my gut instinct, it doesn't look like the most impressive thing in the world. I think it's a little bit more tier 5 basic. I think the 5-star shards are the same amount. I actually feel like they give you less in completion and more in exploration, but it still adds up to the 75% of a 5-star I think we got previously. And I don't think the 6-star shards changed. I think it's always been 2,500 for Uncollected exploration. So that kind of throws me for a loop as well. I'm not really sure where like the major upgrade is here, except for the units. But hey, if I'm overlooking something, let me know. Maybe it's a tier 2 alpha. It is a full tier 2 alpha now, so that's a significant quantity. And 9,000 is 20% of a tier 5 basic. I think we normally get 10%. But still, I'd like to see shards. I think shards are a big part of the game. Roster is very RNG dependent. You might go years without ever seeing a specific champion. Like, I've played over a year and I just finally got my 5-star Stark Enhanced Spider-Man. Super stoked. So yeah, I'd prefer more shards before I saw more rank up materials personally, just because rank up materials can be more easily accessed via like glory and stuff. And even for a rank up material upgrade, this is not a lot of rank up materials in Uncollected to begin with. I think the beginner difficulty removal, it's about time, and I do like that they're finally going to stop sending out this event quest spotlight thread. I'm not going to lie. I like to cover the posts. I think they're important and they're fun and they're interesting to see. But the final event quest, like every event quest is almost always the same thing, and I usually skip it on a month-by-month basis because there's no point. So yeah, I think that's good that they're getting rid of that as well. So finally, probably the biggest thing is the Cavalier rewards. So first, I want to say there's some things I like. I like that we're getting 10 6-star 6 stones. It's not like the largest quantity, and I hope it gets better over time. Like one day I would like to see 10 crystals in the completion and like 20 crystals or generics in the exploration or something like that. But, you know, it's a small thing I'm asking for over time. We're only getting 8 5-star 6 stone generics in the completion and another 12 in the exploration, but I think it's incredibly important to remind everybody that in the dev diaries, they said we're gonna get a like new 22-hour event or something, and that's where we're gonna have access to 5-star 6 stones. So I know that 8 here and 12 here is like really little, but do keep in mind that an update to 5-star signature stones is coming. I don't know when. I don't know if they're still doing it because, you know, it was part of the dev diaries, but based on the dev diaries, that is coming our way. So that's a huge heads up. The 1 times 10% of the tier 5 class catalyst fragment crystal, I wish this was 5 times 2%. You're just going to have better RNG over 5 crystals rather than the 1. Personally, that's just my opinion. Honestly, the ideal situation would be for it to be a selector, but I understand the push for RNG. So if they are going to drive RNG, I think this should be 5 2% instead, just to kind of help even everything else out, because it's the same quantity in percentage, but the increased number of crystals and the reduced percentages will kind of flatten the curve a little bit. So yeah, that would be ideal. 1 5-star featured crystal is about what I was expecting from this, but I'm not gonna lie, 5,000 6-star shards is way lower than I expected. Like, I think the lowest I was balling here was for 7,500. If I just was like spitballing, I was like, that's the lowest I would expect. So seeing less than that, I'm a little surprised and honestly really disappointed. Maybe that's just me, but I personally think it should be 1,500, at least 1,500 for a completion, and then maybe 6,000 for the exploration. But hey, that's just my thoughts. 5,000 is still a nice chunk. Couple that with the legendary side event, where you get another 5,000, and that is a full 6-star crystal, so that is an option there. I just would have liked to see a little bit more, especially since I do feel like we are in the midst of a 6-star transition, where 6 stars are becoming the meta. And yes, it's mostly started at the top right now, but it's starting to trickle down. I hear more and more people, and I look at their rosters, and I go, no, you shouldn't even bother ranking up the 5-star. Like, we really are reaching that point. We're not everybody, and it's top down first, of course, but more and more people are looking only at the 6-star options. So that's something to be really mindful of. Tier 2 alpha wise, this is an okay amount. I would have liked to see 2 here as well, but I'm just greedy. It is a pretty good tier 2 alpha amount, especially since we are also getting 2 in the side event. So it's a pretty good chunk there. I would have thought it would have been more tier 5 basic as well, because it's 45,000 for a tier 5 basic, and it looks like we're getting about 35,000. So maybe like, I think 70%. You know, just rough math, I apologize. So it's not terribly far off, but it would have been nice to get a full tier 5 basic here as well. Just a small thing here to kick it up a notch. Quantity of gold seems fairly reasonable, and that's the rewards. So yeah, I think that it's a little low, but rewards are subject to improvement over time. We are getting both the legendary side event and the Cavalier difficulty simultaneously. So there is the natural inflation that's going to bring to the game. So I can understand why they're opting for a stingier route here. But yeah, I also think that I just think that they could have afforded to give us a little more 6-star shards. I think the 5-star shards is on point, and even the rank up materials, while a little low, is very reasonable, but the 6-star shards throws me for a loop. I don't really have any justification for that. I really would have liked to see 2,500 more there. So that said, let me know what you think, and as always, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.